Hello, fellow educators. Welcome back to AI for Teachers. This is your friend and host, Harvey Spencer. In our last discussion, we navigated the enthralling intersections of AI, blockchain, virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR, with traditional classrooms. We explored how these cutting-edge technologies promise to enrich personalized learning, streamline administrative tasks, and foster a culture of continuous improvement. We also delved into social and emotional learning platforms and discovered how blockchain drives a more secure and transparent educational environment. Amidst these tech-driven innovations, the enduring essence of human connection continues to be paramount. The bond among educators, students, and parents is the cornerstone of a nurturing educational ecosystem. And as we ride the digital wave, fortifying this human link is imperative. Now, as we steer toward today's theme, we spotlight another innovative avenue: parental involvement platforms. These platforms transcend mere digital channels. They act as conduits of collaboration and understanding between home and school, crafting a support network around each student and enhancing the educational experience in a digitally cohesive community. Isn't it enthralling how technology reshapes how we teach, learn, and support one another on this educational voyage? Today, we'll unfold how parental involvement platforms are bridging the traditional communication gaps, fostering a culture of engagement, and creating a synergistic environment for students to flourish. Adding depth to our discussion are questions and experiences shared by our listeners. Before we dive deeper, I'm keen to hear how the digital transformation discussed in our last episode resonates with your teaching experiences. Share your insights through our social media channels or podcast forums. Your thoughts contribute to a richer dialogue and shared learning journey. As we dissect the intricacies of parental involvement platforms, have you ever wondered how the traditional approach fares in today's fast-paced, tech-driven world? The narrative of Miss Anderson and her bustling classroom vividly illustrates this dichotomy. Why is parental involvement a challenge, and how can AI help? Picture a devoted teacher, Miss Anderson, embarking on her teaching journey each week in a bustling urban school nestled in a tight-knit community. She's in her classroom as dawn breaks, gearing up for the day. Her aspirations are high, her dedication unwavering, yet the whirlwind of tasks keeps her on her toes. Among her prime concerns is fostering a solid connection between school and home. She's been relying on a conventional communication log, a small notebook that shuttles back and forth between school and home in the students' backpacks. It's a tradition-based system, yet the communication gaps are glaring. Monday morning starts with Miss Anderson meticulously penning notes to parents regarding their children's progress. As she hands out the communication logs, she notices that the parents have not acknowledged several over the weekend. She ponders, is the message getting through? By Wednesday, Miss Anderson encountered a parent upset over a misinterpreted note. The lack of real-time interaction has brewed misunderstandings, causing unwarranted stress for both the parent and Miss Anderson. She wonders, how many more misunderstandings are out there? Her heart sinks with every strained interaction. Friday rolls in with a note from a concerned parent who just discovered a message about their child's math struggles. They wish they had been informed sooner to provide support at home. The delay in communication has lost precious days. She asks herself, what can be done to bridge this communication gap sooner? The tipping point comes when one of the parents, unaware of the origin of the antiquated communication method, takes their grievances directly to the school principal, Mr. Garcia. A stern yet open-minded figure, Mr. Garcia had always believed in the personal touch of traditional methods. However, the parents' frustration mirrors a collective sentiment within the community, ringing a loud bell of urgency in Mr. Garcia's ears. Mr. Garcia, now confronted with the reality of the limitations of old methods, reflects on the need for change. A call for a conference is made, gathering the teachers and parents to discuss the communication challenge and explore possible solutions. The air is filled with anticipation and a shared desire for a system that bridges the ever-growing communication chasm. As we step into a world where technology is intricately woven into the fabric of our daily lives, the leap towards embracing artificial intelligence, or AI, isn't as far-fetched as it once seemed. At its core, AI is about creating smart machines capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence. Now, let's explore how AI can bridge the communication gap between home and school. The simplicity and efficiency of AI-powered communication platforms could address the communication gaps Ms. Anderson and many educators face, transforming how teachers, parents, and students interact. Can you recall when a missed or delayed communication led to misunderstandings or missed opportunities in your educational setting? How might AI-powered platforms change that narrative? Consider the case of Springfield Elementary, where adopting an AI-powered communication platform led to a 50% increase in parent-teacher communication and a more collaborative environment for addressing student needs. We invite you to share your experiences with parental involvement and communication challenges. Reach out to us on social media or through our podcast forums. Your insights could spark a meaningful discussion in our community. The promise of AI in alleviating educational communication challenges extends beyond the digital screens, ushering in a new era of parent-teacher engagement. How does ClassDojo foster a culture of shared educational responsibility? As we transition into parental involvement platforms, it's essential to establish a baseline understanding. These platforms connect the trifecta of educational engagement: students, parents, and teachers. They foster a collaborative educational environment, nurturing the academic and social growth of the young minds entrusted to our care. Now, let's delve into one of the pioneers in this domain, ClassDojo. Imagine a platform where teachers can effortlessly update parents on their child's behavior, both the gold stars and the areas for growth, all in real time. ClassDojo is that conduit of communication, breaking down language barriers with its translation feature capable of interpreting messages into more than 35 languages. This feature mainly benefits multicultural educational settings, where language can significantly hinder parental involvement. Have you ever encountered such a language barrier in your communication with parents? How did you navigate through it? ClassDojo is not just a messenger, it's a collaborative space. It promotes a positive learning environment through goal setting, reflection, and celebration of achievements. Teachers can share fascinating classroom moments on a safe, private feed, creating a window through which parents can peek into their child's school life. This visual engagement can catalyze conversations at home about what the child learned at school. Moreover, the platform brings a tech-savvy touch to the age-old practice of motivating students. By awarding and deducting points with real-time feedback, ClassDojo provides a visual representation for students to gauge their behavior and academic performance. It's like having a digital behavior chart as a communication bridge between home and school. As we venture further, we will compare ClassDojo with other platforms like Seesaw and Remind. We will explore how each platform holds its ground regarding ease of use, privacy features, and the level of engagement it fosters among students, parents, and teachers. Before we leap into that comparative analysis, take a moment to reflect on your experiences. Have you used ClassDojo or any similar platforms before? What were the standout features that enhanced parental involvement in your educational setting? How does Seesaw unite the educational triad? Enter the world of Seesaw, where the traditional classroom extends its boundaries to include the homes and hearts of its students' families. This digital platform isn't just a conduit for assignments, but a vibrant community hub that encapsulates the essence of the adage, "It takes a village to raise a child." Through its innovative interface, Seesaw bridges the geographic and communicative gaps between teachers, students, and parents, creating a thriving educational community. This is particularly impactful in elementary classrooms, where the seeds of curiosity, cooperation, and lifelong learning are sown. But what elements of Seesaw foster this holistic, community-centric approach? What makes Seesaw an interactive bulletin board? Seesaw is an interactive bulletin board displaying and celebrating the day's learnings. Teachers post assignments, students exhibit their understanding through creative submissions, and parents engage by viewing and appreciating this academic dialogue. The simplicity of sharing visuals, photos, and videos adds transparency and excitement to the learning journey. Moreover, the language translation feature breaks down barriers in multicultural educational landscapes, making every parent an inclusive member of this learning community. Reflecting on the inclusivity Seesaw brings, how has it enhanced your interaction with linguistically diverse families? How does Seesaw enhance meaningful engagement? Seesaw's essence lies in its capability to cultivate meaningful engagements. The platform doesn't merely assess, it elucidates learning through authentic assessments, goal setting, and constructive feedback. The narrative of progress is not just a teacher's tale, but a collaborative story where students reflect, teachers guide, and parents support. This triangular engagement forms a robust framework for a positive, growth-oriented learning environment. Recall an instance when the collaborative insight from a parent altered your perspective and enriched a student's learning experience. How did Seesaw facilitate this? Bridging the educational ecosystem, a deep dive into Remind. The educational domain is a complex ecosystem, with students, teachers, parents, and digital platforms like Remind forming a cooperative quartet that fuels the learning engine. Amidst this collaborative framework, how does Remind facilitate seamless communication among the quartet? Remind emerges as a real-time communication linchpin in the digital arena, fostering unbroken interactions among teachers, students, and parents. With a mobile-first approach, it transcends traditional communication hurdles, ensuring dialogues are timely and engaging. Whether it's a quick update on homework or an alert about an upcoming parent-teacher meeting, Remind ensures the messages reach the intended recipients promptly on any device. Now, envision a classroom where language barriers are a relic of the past. With Remind, this vision is a reality. The platform's translation feature morphs into a linguistic bridge, translating messages into over 90 languages, making communication inclusive and accessible in multilingual educational communities. It's not just about conveying words, it's about fostering understanding among diverse groups. Recall when a simple miscommunication caused a hiccup in the educational journey. How could a platform like Remind have alleviated this issue? Remind extends beyond mere messaging. It integrates a variety of features that amplify the educational process. Integration with numerous applications like Google Drive and Microsoft OneDrive, coupled with productivity options such as scheduling messages, setting office hours, and creating collaborative groups, act like the gears in a well-oiled machine, each playing its part in the mechanism of educational engagement. Imagine the ease of sharing resources or coordinating group projects with such integrative features at your fingertips. As we transition to discuss Microsoft 365, a platform that further enhances the collaborative learning and communication landscape, it's worth noting the integrations between Remind and Microsoft, forming a solid alliance in the educational framework. The synchronization between these platforms accentuates seamless communication and collaborative learning, enriching the educational ecosystem. Reflecting upon the narrative of Remind, it's compelling to see how digital platforms have become the pivotal nodes of communication and collaboration in the educational domain. The segue into the nuances of Microsoft 365 will further unravel how digital platforms redefine the contours of educational landscapes. How does Microsoft 365 facilitate comprehensive educational engagement? In modern education, fostering community among teachers, students, and parents is paramount. Microsoft 365 emerges as a formidable ally in this endeavor, offering a suite of tools designed for instruction and for knitting together the educational stakeholders into a close-knit learning community. At the core of Microsoft 365's community-building ethos is its Teams platform. Teams is not merely a virtual classroom. It's a communal digital hub where teachers, students, and parents converge. They share educational materials, experiences, progress, and feedback, nurturing a culture of mutual support and shared educational objectives. The SharePoint and OneDrive components further this community-centric vision by providing shared spaces for collaborative learning. Here, the learning process becomes a communal journey where every success, no matter how small, is celebrated and every challenge faced as a united front. Microsoft 365 also addresses the vital aspect of parent engagement. Through its tools, parents are not passive observers but active participants in their child's education. They can interact with teachers, access educational resources, and stay updated on their child's progress, fostering a supportive learning environment. But as we delve into collaborative platforms, how does another tech giant, Google, envision the collaborative educational sphere? Now that we've delved into the unique offerings of Seesaw, Remind, Microsoft 365, and Google Workspace for education, a pattern emerges on how these platforms engage the triad of teachers, students, and parents, making strides toward building a united educational community. The question arises, how do these traditionally driven platforms stand against the wave of AI-enhanced platforms that promise to redefine educational engagement? As we venture into our comparative analysis, the juxtaposition between traditional and AI-enhanced platforms awaits, promising a delve into a realm where artificial intelligence intertwines with education, potentially unlocking new horizons in collaborative learning and community building. This transition evaluates the technical merits and explores the ethos of community-centric education in a digitally evolving landscape. Building online communities. How does real-time interaction shape our digital educational square? Visualize a bustling town square, the heart of a close-knit community where everyone gathers to share news, celebrate achievements, and collaborate on common goals. Now, transport this imagery into the digital realm, and you have a vivid illustration of how platforms like ClassDojo, Seesaw, Remind, Microsoft 365, and Google Workspace for education function. They embody the essence of this digital educational town square, fostering a vibrant milieu of interactive communication among the educational triad of teachers, students, and parents. In this digital square, the open channels of messaging act like spontaneous conversations among community members, knitting together a fabric of shared understanding and camaraderie. They're the whispers of encouragement, the shouts of celebration, and the essential threads of dialogue that hold the educational community together. For instance, ClassDojo's real-time messaging feature allows immediate feedback and encouragement, enhancing teacher-parent-student connections. The video conferencing tools resemble the town hall, where structured interactions and meaningful discussions unfold. Here, faces are seen, voices are heard, and the sense of belonging is fortified. Platforms like Microsoft Teams bring this town hall to life, enabling virtual face-to-face interactions, sharing of resources, and collaborative discussions. Then, the interactive classrooms are akin to the vibrant stalls around the square, each offering a unique blend of learning experiences. They're the hubs of exploration where the excitement of discovery is palpable. Tools like Google Classroom facilitate this by providing a space for assignment distribution, class discussions, and real-time feedback. Every shared document, every video meeting, and every message exchanged is a step towards forging a stronger, more connected educational community. The real-time communication facilitated by these platforms eradicates the barriers of distance and time, making the engagement between teachers, students, and parents an ongoing, enriching dialogue. The ease of communication, the immediacy of feedback, and the collaborative atmosphere are the cobblestones that pave the pathways of this digital town square. It's where education transcends the traditional boundaries of classroom walls and evolves into a communal journey of discovery, growth, and achievement. How do shared learning spaces foster community building? In the digital education realm, shared learning spaces are like communal gardens. Picture a community garden in your neighborhood where everyone has a plot to sow, grow, and share knowledge. Platforms like Seesaw and Google Classroom are the digital counterparts of this garden, facilitating a space where the collective efforts of teachers, students, and parents bloom into a thriving educational community. In Seesaw, each student's portfolio is akin to a garden plot. Teachers, acting as seasoned gardeners, sow the seeds of assignments and projects. They water these seeds with constructive feedback and shine the light of encouragement for growth. On the flip side, parents are like the community members who stroll through the garden, appreciating the blossoms of their child's achievements and understanding where a little more water or sunlight is needed. Now, transition into the sprawling landscape of Google Classroom. The environment blends a well-organized garden with designated plots and a free-flowing meadow where ideas can run wild. Teachers lay structured learning pathways through assignments and quizzes, yet there's room for open discussions and collaborative projects. This blend nurtures a community of engaged, informed, and connected learners. The wonder of these shared learning spaces is their ability to transcend the traditional classroom's physical boundaries, yet encapsulate the essence of a thriving learning community. They create a digital nexus where students' academic enthusiasm, teachers' dedicated guidance, and parents' supportive engagement intersect. What makes these digital gardens unique? The unique aspect of these digital gardens is the seamless integration of structured learning and open communication. It's a space where the learning journey is collective, enriched by diverse perspectives and active participation from all involved. For instance, the interactive features of Seesaw and the collaborative tools of Google Classroom foster an environment where everyone's contributions are valued. Recapping the essence, shared learning spaces in platforms like Seesaw and Google Classroom foster a symbiotic learning environment. They're not just virtual classrooms, but community hubs where education goes beyond traditional norms, nurturing a culture of shared responsibility and engagement. Reflecting on your experiences, how have these platforms transformed the educational community you are part of? How have they redefined the interactions and engagements among teachers, students, and parents? How can teachers navigate these digital gardens? Venturing into these digital gardens might seem like a new endeavor for many educators. Yet, with some exploration, the pathways become familiar, unraveling the potential for fostering a robust educational community. The ease of sharing resources, engaging in real-time feedback, and connecting with parents makes platforms like Seesaw and Google Classroom invaluable assets in today's educational landscape. How do digital platforms bridge the gap between home and school? Gone are the days when parents' involvement in their children's education was often confined to parent-teacher meetings or an occasional school event. The dawn of educational platforms like ClassDojo, Seesaw, Remind, Microsoft 365, and Google Workspace for Education has dramatically redefined the paradigm. They serve as an open house, where the classroom doors are always open for parents, albeit virtually. Imagine a scene. A teacher uploads a photo of a student's art project on Seesaw, and parents view it in real time, applauding the creativity and effort. This immediate feedback loop brings joy to the student and cultivates a positive teacher-parent rapport. Such interactions are snippets of the broader narrative of how digital platforms reshape the parent-teacher-student dynamic. Now, parents can effortlessly immerse themselves in the educational journey alongside teachers and students, forming a harmonious triad. The real-time updates, progress reports, and a transparent window into classroom activities ensure parents transition from mere spectators to active participants in the educational journey. How does multilingual support enhance community engagement? The beauty of diversity in any educational community is often reflected in the myriad languages spoken by its members. Yet, language differences can morph into towering barriers if not navigated with care. Platforms like ClassDojo, Seesaw, Remind, and Microsoft 365 have stepped up to ensure that language isn't a roadblock but a gateway to richer interactions. For instance, Seesaw acts as a linguistic bridge, extending a hand to non-English speaking parents, making them feel seen and heard. It's not merely about translating words, it's about translating the essence of communication, the underlying care and concern. How do accessibility features foster inclusivity? In the quest for a genuinely inclusive educational community, digital transformation has emerged as a ray of hope. Platforms like Microsoft 365 and Google Workspace for Education have spearheaded this movement, embodying the essence of inclusivity with a suite of accessibility features. Imagine being a parent with a hearing impairment and receiving a voice message from a teacher. In a conventional setting, this could be a barrier. However, with voice recognition and text transcription features, the message becomes accessible, enabling a seamless communication channel. How do privacy and security lay the foundations of trust in educational communities? In the digital education realm, trust isn't merely a virtue, it's the backbone of the community. Platforms like ClassDojo, Seesaw, Remind, Microsoft 365, and Google Workspace for Education have laid a solid foundation of trust by prioritizing privacy and security. They adhere to stringent global standards like the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, a regulation in EU law that protects individuals' data and privacy. For those unfamiliar, GDPR requires organizations to protect personal data and uphold the privacy rights of individuals within the EU. The commitment to privacy and security extends beyond just encryption. It transforms into transparent insight into how data is handled, managed, and protected, making these platforms the vigilant gatekeepers, ensuring safety and trust within the digital educational realm. Are you ready to delve deeper into this realm of communal learning? Our exploration through the capabilities of these platforms unveils the monumental role they command in not merely imparting knowledge to a child, but crafting a nurturing and interactive educational commune. As we venture further into the depths of these platforms in the ensuing segments, let's bear in mind the profound imprint they cast in bridging the spatial divide between the classroom and home. Ready to delve deeper into this realm of communal learning? How can Citizen Lab's model spark a community-centric evolution in educational platforms? As we endeavor to foster robust community engagement within the educational sphere, a shining example emerges from Citizen Lab, a digital community engagement platform dedicated to empowering local governments through citizen participation. The image of a modern gathering place comes to mind, where the voices of parents, teachers, and students resonate through digital corridors, collaboratively shaping the educational journey. Exciting, isn't it? Citizen Lab's success story spans over 400 local governments, fueling community engagement projects with a unique arsenal of digital tools. Now, let's transpose the essence of Citizen Lab into our classrooms. This platform embodies inclusivity, serving as a conduit for open communication and community-driven decision-making. It's a domain where ideas flourish, dialogues ignite, and collective decisions shepherd the community toward a shared vision. Picture a platform where parents, teachers, and students collectively decide on themes for project-based learning or the resources needed for a particular project. It's about nurturing a sense of ownership, a shared responsibility that bridges the traditional chasms between home and school. Imagine a virtual roundtable where every stakeholder has a seat, a voice, and a vote. Intriguing, right? Exploring Citizen Lab's narrative, we unearth precious insights on promoting open communication, inclusivity, and community-driven decision-making. It's an epiphany with the potential to revolutionize our educational journey, metamorphosing classrooms into lively community hubs buzzing with collaborative fervor. The core values upheld by Citizen Lab beckon us to contemplate. What if our educational platforms could reflect this spirit of shared responsibility and open dialogue? The ripple effects could be monumental, fostering a thriving educational community where every voice carries weight and every idea counts. Citizen Lab's embodiment of community engagement in education sketches a promising vista of how digital educational platforms could act as catalysts in forming a closely knit community of engaged stakeholders. As we ruminate on the potential of such community engagement within our educational realm, we're nudged to explore the boundless possibilities awaiting discovery. Could the ethos of Citizen Lab guide us toward a new epoch of community engagement in education? The prospects are limitless, stirring a sense of anticipation for what beckons on the horizon of our collective educational voyage. What hindrances might you encounter in online community building? The path to cultivating an online community in an educational setting can be laden with obstacles. For instance, have you ever grappled with fostering active participation among your students or ensuring everyone's on the same wavelength? Well, you're not alone. These common challenges might seem daunting, but surmounting them is within grasp, with the right strategies and innovation. How might technological hurdles throw a wrench in the works? A primary challenge lies in technological hurdles. The disparity in tech savviness or access to reliable internet and devices among educational community members can erect significant barriers to community building. But fret not. Solutions like offering tech training for teachers, students, and parents, or collaborating with local organizations to amplify digital access can be game changers. Does engagement dwindle in the virtual space? Another concern is dwindling engagement in the virtual space. Fanning the flames of engagement sans face-to-face interactions demands a concerted effort. Have you ever disseminated a survey or initiated a discussion thread only to be met with silence? Features like interactive polls, lively discussion forums, and real-time feedback within platforms like ClassDojo and Seesaw can rekindle the engagement fire. By rendering the virtual space more interactive and feedback-driven, you lay the foundations for a vibrant community. Is language a Tower of Babel in online communities? Language barriers can morph into a Tower of Babel, sowing confusion and miscommunication. The diverse linguistic spectrum of a community can be both a hurdle and an asset if navigated astutely. Platforms with multilingual support, like Remind and Microsoft 365, extend a helping hand. They dismantle language barriers, ensuring everyone has a seat at the table, irrespective of their linguistic background. Can privacy concerns be a stumbling block? Privacy concerns are tangible and can impede trust building within the community. Apprehensions about data misuse or exposure can render members reticent to participate fully. Upholding stringent standards like GDPR and deploying robust encryption practices, as exemplified by platforms like Google Workspace for Education, can fortify trust and create a haven for open interaction. How can we navigate the challenges to forge a vibrant online community? Overcoming the challenges in online community building demands a concerted effort. By addressing technological hurdles, boosting engagement, navigating language barriers, and ensuring privacy, the path to a thriving online educational community is illuminated. By leveraging the features of various educational platforms, educators can create a conducive environment for community building. How have the challenges discussed resonated with your experience, and how might the proposed solutions inspire your approach to online community building? What insights do educational technologists offer on the future of parental involvement platforms? The horizon of parental involvement in education is expanding thanks to digital platforms fostering closer ties among parents, teachers, and students. But what does the future hold? As someone deeply entrenched in the educational ecosystem, I've gathered insights from educational technologists who envision a future where these platforms evolve beyond mere communication channels. They foresee a vibrant ecosystem where parents transition from mere spectators to active participants in the educational journey. How can education strike a balance between human interaction and AI? The advent of AI in education opens a new chapter in the book of educational innovation. Yet, as we venture into this new terrain, human interaction in education remains paramount. Through discussions with educators and AI experts, the consensus emerges that the ideal educational setting is one where AI complements, not replaces, human interaction. AI can manage routine administrative tasks, liberating educators to focus on their essential role, inspiring, guiding, and nurturing young minds. It's about striking a balance where the human touch remains central to the educational experience, while AI is a potent tool to enhance efficiency, personalization, and community engagement. Furthermore, AI can significantly contribute to community building within the educational landscape. Envision a scenario where AI-driven platforms provide insights into community engagement levels, suggest activities to enhance parental involvement, or even facilitate virtual meetups among parents, teachers, and students. This synergy between AI and human interaction could foster a more connected, engaged, and vibrant educational community where every member feels a sense of belonging and contribution. What experiences do listeners share with parental involvement platforms? Exploring the real-world applications of these platforms unveils a panorama of diverse experiences shared by our listeners. From overcoming initial hesitance to embracing the digital shift, the journey of each educator and parent is unique yet interconnected. Parents, teachers, and students are forging stronger bonds through digital platforms as we traverse the digital era. You may wonder, how do these platforms usher in a new dawn of communication? Unlike traditional newsletters or sporadic parent-teacher meetings, these platforms serve as a veritable bridge connecting school and home, becoming an essential cog in the educational wheel. Martin of New Jersey, USA, shares his narrative, recounting how the transition to a parental involvement platform turned the tide for his school community during the lockdown. The platform was the linchpin that held the community together, facilitating seamless communication and engagement among teachers, students, and parents. Me from Toronto, Canada, echoes a similar sentiment, narrating how the platform's interactive features fostered a sense of belonging and inclusivity, bridging the physical distance with virtual connections. The platform metamorphosed into a canvas where each stakeholder could paint their part of the larger educational picture, illustrating the profound impact of digital platforms in nurturing community ties in education. How do listeners navigate challenges with parental involvement platforms? Venturing into the digital realm comes with its set of challenges. Our listeners highlight the initial learning curve, privacy concerns, and the balance between digital and personal communication as some of the hurdles encountered. Take Alice from New York, USA, who shared, "Getting parents on board was initially a hurdle. However, with interactive tutorials and the ease of access, the platform became a part of our daily routine. It's like having a direct window into my child's academic world." On the other hand, Priya from Bangalore, India, emphasizes the essence of maintaining personal touchpoints alongside digital communication. The hybrid model, she suggests, is the key to building a robust and inclusive community. From Mumbai, George voices a common concern. Will this add to our already brimming plate of responsibilities? Quite the contrary, George. These platforms are your ally, automating routine communications and freeing up precious time for what truly matters, nurturing young minds. Ahmed from Cairo delves more profoundly. Beyond communication, what's on the table? A pertinent question, Ahmed. These platforms are a treasure trove of features. From setting homework to reminders and sharing resources to emergency alerts, they are your go-to for school management. This segment is not just a one-way conversation, but rather a two-way dialogue. Your experiences and questions help to spark a broader discussion, shedding light on the many different aspects of digital parental involvement. It is about fostering a community where all stakeholders collaborate in the educational journey. So, keep those questions and stories coming. They are the lifeblood of this discussion. Engaging with you, dear listeners, is the cornerstone of our community. Have you ever wondered how the fusion of AI and education could reframe the traditional learning landscape? Your insights could be the catalyst for a broader dialogue. Our quest for enhancing educational experiences continues. In the upcoming episode, we navigate the realm of AI-assisted classroom assessment, unraveling its merits and confronting the challenges. From real-time feedback to ethical implications, it's a journey from traditional to futuristic assessment landscapes. Stay with us as we dissect the nuances of integrating AI in assessments, spotlighting success stories and practical advice. The future holds a blend of tradition and innovation, and we're here to explore it together. As we draw the curtains on today's illuminating exploration, let's traverse through the landmarks of our journey once more. We embarked by unraveling the allure of Microsoft 365 and Google Workspace in nurturing collaborative learning environments. Our voyage into the digital realm of ClassDojo, Seesaw, and Remind spotlighted the delightful blend of technology and human touch in modern education. The evocative case study of Citizen Lab casts light on how digital platforms are instrumental in community building, a concept equally applicable to our classrooms. Our dialogues with experts and your invaluable inquiries, dear listeners, added layers of understanding to our discourse. Our listeners' numerous queries and narratives about intuitive platforms and the quest for tangible results enriched our discussion. The essence: parental involvement platforms are not mere tools but bridges fostering a tight-knit community of learners, educators, and parents. Their virtue lies in dissolving barriers, be it language, accessibility, or geographical distance, thus weaving the fabric of an inclusive educational ecosystem. As we enter the future, the synergy between these digital platforms and the human touch will continue sculpting the educational landscape. The potential is boundless, and as we've seen, the results are promising. So, whether you're an educator, a parent, or a curious listener, there's a seat for everyone at this table of engaging educational discourse. Now the torch is in your hands. Delve into these platforms, engage with your community, and elevate the educational narrative. Share your journey. Your story could catalyze change in another educator's world. If today's episode resonated with you, I have a small request. Hit that subscribe button, share it with someone you think will also benefit, or even leave a review on your go-to podcast platform or our website at aiforteachers.au. Your support amplifies our reach, helping us connect with more educators like yourself. We're eager to hear your insights, questions, or experiences. Contact us via email, social media, or our website. Your voice enriches our collective learning journey. All the details you need for additional resources and to connect with like-minded listeners are right below this podcast description. Thank you for being an integral part of this exciting exploration of AI in education. Your involvement genuinely makes a difference. By the way, AI for Teachers is broadening its reach. We now have a YouTube channel that is up and running. Don't forget that Google Podcast will be shifting its focus to YouTube Music by 2024. So you'll want to stay ahead of the curve. All of the links you need, including the AI for Teachers link on YouTube, are located just below this podcast description. And on a lighter note, coffee is the source code for all great ideas, right? I've just launched the AI for Teachers website, and guess what? You can now buy me a coffee. It's like sending a virtual high five, but with caffeine. Your coffee contributions will fuel our upcoming project, a series delving into the innovative use of AI in special education, and many more. Each coffee helps gather resources, experts, and real-world insights to make this series a reality. So, if you're excited about this project and want to keep the ideas flowing, head over to aiforteachers.au, tap on the Donate section, and click that delightful yellow button that says, Buy Me a Coffee. Your support will keep me caffeinated and supercharged to deliver insightful content that makes a difference in our educational landscape. Ready to be the wind beneath my coffee wings? That brings us to the end of today's voyage into the heart of community building through parental involvement platforms. Until next time, this is Harvey Spencer, signing off from AI for Teachers. Stay inspired, make a difference, and see you in our next episode.